Hey, so thanks for joining us at Anna's Let's Illustrate Together workshop. Today, Anna is going to talk to us about overcoming creative blocks and the process of loosening up her mind to do her best creative work. We have another attendee. I just disabled the waiting room so that people can let themselves in. We have Amelia Miller joining us.
Oh, and Colleen's camera is not working. Hi.
So for Amelia, who just joined us, Irem and Colleen, you're all welcome to keep your cameras on, and you're welcome to chime in at any point during the meeting because Anna's going to make this an interactive workshop. So with that, let's just jump in. I stumbled across Anna's work on Instagram several years ago, and I remember, Anna, you had this colorful graphic art up for sale. And I think at that point you were just freelance. It was really like nothing I had seen before at the time. It was so loose and therefore refreshing to me. Yeah, were you still an architect at that time?
Yes, I was still an architect, and I have been drawing since ever. And throughout my architecture degree and even my architecture practice, I have been illustrating and doing some little freelance things, but nothing serious.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but I've always been drawing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when some friends and I finished the quaranzine that we worked on together, that was like the first issue that we ever did. Before we got into Slow and Sustain, I DM'd Anna the link to that like free online PDF that we had for everyone to download. And I was pretty thrilled when she gave us a positive response. So I immediately asked her to be our next cover artist. And she responded with an initial sketch in like 3 days, and came back with all the changes that I asked for, plus color options right away. So I guess my question for you, Anna, is like, how did you get such a quick turnaround on creative designs that both, you and your client were both happy with?
So basically, I was really excited about your project, and I think that's a big part of it, to really be invested in and connected with what your client is asking you, really. And I think for me, it's really important to have like this process in like three main aspects of it. The first is that I have to remember and feel confident that you contact me because you wanted my personal input, my personal style of illustration, and then have like a very good conversation with you when I ask everything about the process, even questions that seem obvious. Like I need to make sure that you and I are on the same page, and then I know what you want from me and what you expect from me and what you can expect, what I expect from you and you from me, and so on, and that we are on the same page. And then the part of where I draw, I already know, like I also allow myself to do the first sketches very roughly, like space to fail, and to be able to have something that I'm really proud of. Like, and this is the workshop is about, is like letting go, allowing to do something that is not absolutely perfect to reach a result like that is more free and everything you wanted. And then also like about the coloring aspects, we talked about this in this really big conversation. And so when I was coloring, I already knew what you wanted. I present you. I think giving options is really important, because sometimes you don't know like exactly, the client, neither of you know exactly what you want. And when you have different options, you can also play together afterwards with, okay, like this part and this part. And it's a very collaborative process. So I think it's important to like keep your style and not completely bend, because you are hired for you, but also be flexible and see it as a collaborative process. And I think it makes everything more special actually when you see it like that.
Nice. So during the height of the pandemic, I noticed that you were becoming more active in your illustration community, Uza Collective, where you and your friends approach social issues through your art, basically. And so most recently, your group held this outdoor BIPOC illustration festival that looked like a lot of fun. And when I played back the footage from your stories, uh, and then the next time we spoke, you told me you were planning to make a career change from architecture to illustration. What prompted that?
Yeah, I think I started this collective with another illustrator when I was in an architecture office.
Mhm.
So it started out after working hours, and it forced me to like illustrate regularly because our main point was to make a BIPOC event. But then COVID happened, so we were online, and to be online and on Instagram, we wanted to like illustrate a lot and like get our message across and really build a community. So we started drawing much more, and that just made me realize that I absolutely love it and made me feel much more fulfilled than my architecture practice.
Mhm.
So in summer, like my internship was over, and I decided not to continue and um, completely be invested in illustration, because
Mhm.
also through this collective we were able, and through the festival we were able to connect with with other illustrators. Some they were just starting out, and others that were more professional already, and this was very inspiring. And I think in illustration you can get very isolated, especially this year and everything. So the community was a massive part of me like getting the bravery to jump into it, and yeah, and it has
Full
been
time.
very fulfilling.
Nice, nice. Okay. Um, so with that said, Anna, if you want to tell us how you want to host today's workshop, I know you were planning to lead some activities. I'm just gonna let you take the mic from here. Thank you,
Thanks.
Anna.
So first of all, thanks so much for coming. Like I know in your side of the world is very early, so thank you so much for everyone who's here. And now I would like to tackle these exercises that help me like get out of my ego mind and really focus on the creative part, and to not accomplish, but to overcome creative blocks and the need to be perfect at all times, that I think when we have this need in the beginning while we are still trying to get the idea, it can stop you from really like trying and playing with the idea and getting the idea that you love. So these exercises are supposed to take you out of your comfort zone, and the whole idea is that you lose control, so your perfectionism cannot come into play here. And the first would be, I invite you to use the materials, like the materials in paper, just choose what you like the most. I have here some watercolor, some Indian ink, and my favorite really thick pencil. It's an 8B. This is also perfect if you want to let loose and not worry about the details. And so just choose whatever you prefer. And we can start by drawing, sorry, with our opposite hand. And I invite you to draw. So this is all about getting inward and intuitive. And you can start by the idea of these exercises is building up to an intuitive drawing that you just completely follow your intuition to do it. So if you want to start by exercising this now, you can just try to draw the first thing you think about, basically. But if that's too hard, you can just draw the thing that's like in front of you and just like details. I have an example of some of that I wanted to show you. This is what we called ugly sketchbooks. And you can see this in the other camera, I think. And yeah, and here like this, can you? Thank you. My cameraman is helping out. So here I was completely just drawing from intuition. And then in in this page, I wasn't sure about what to draw, and I was just drawing everything that I was looking at to kind of exercise it. Like if you're not sure what, like how you follow, just draw everything that inspires us directly next to you, and then your intuition will kick in again. And at least that's how it works for me. And that's kind of the idea of what we could do today. So I think for the first one, I will use Indian ink. Again, you can use whatever you want. And have like the notebook that I'm using, like you can, I'm not sure if you are using like just paper, but I think it's really nice to, even if it's 2 pages, just go ahead and like you can use both of them and just completely let loose of any ideas of it looking a certain way, of needing to look a certain way. I will use my right hand because I'm left-handed, so I'm not cheating. And yeah, I was forgetting something. So to do this, I have an album that I wanted to share with you because I think music really helps. And I have a link for a Spotify album from Courtney Barnett. I think I will put it in the chat. And I think we will have like 10 minutes to do this exercise, and you can put your headphones on and just vibe with it and have fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So I'll just use my intuition. You draw whatever makes you happy. Can't see it, so. Precisa contar o tempo.
And you're using your opposite hand?
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you see?
Yes, I can. It's perfect. It's like fun.
Yeah.
Let me try playing your Spotify list from here and see if that works. So I have a question for the audience. I'm wondering if everybody is drawing along, and I see a few people are. How often do you do these exercises, Anna? I feel like you're very proficient with your opposite hand.
You think so? I'm struggling a little bit. I do them often to, when I'm too stressed. I think it's really good to help me get out of my own head, get out of my own way, and just let it go. So I think they are really, really good for that. And also if I struggle with, because not all clients, I guess, are as easy, like, because I think we clicked, and I love the project. So I think it was easy in that regard. Sometimes it's not so easy, and this can be a really good way to get to creative flows, to creative juices flowing.
Creative flows too. I actually want to listen to your playlist, and I'm wondering if I can make it work for the group.
Oh, you can't access?
I'm able to listen. I was able to hear it. Did you guys hear that?
I listen to it very.
I have it on. It's too loud.
No, I don't listen to it. I can't really.
Oops. Were you able to hear that?
Very.
Too quiet?
Yeah, very quiet, yeah.
Quiet? Okay, let me try. I think maybe it needs to be on a different.
Inês, é para desenhar. I have a Portuguese friend here that I'm encouraging to draw as well. Because I feel something really nice about drawings, like you don't have to be an artist or an illustrator to draw. We can all draw, like we can all write, and we can all do mathematics. I'm a strong believer in humanity. And it's such a good activity to self-expression and like find yourself.
There's 3 Portuguese speakers here, then I'm Brazilian.
Olá, então. A lot of Portuguese. I thought you're Julia, right? I thought you were Italian. But we could understand each other still, I think.
Great-grandparents were Italian, so the name is Italian, but
okay.
And I'm also a fellow architect turned illustrator.
Also. I think there's a lot of us, actually. Because architecture school is actually much more creative, I think, than the practice.
Julia, how did you find us?
I'm on a Discord group called Warrior Painters, and Angela posted.
I see. That's so cool. Thanks for showing up today.
Oh,
Yeah, I think there are a few people from that group actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just finishing up. Okay, so the 10 minutes are, we will have, so this is like 3 exercises that I was thinking, and the first 2 will be faster, but the last we will have more time. And the second one will be, I think, maybe easier with a pen or pencil. And you can use your hand, so it will be more comfortable, but you hold it in the top part. So you cannot, because I think this is something that happens to me a lot, and I think other illustrators or drawers in general have it too, is that you get very controlling with your pencil when you hold it here to make sure everything is perfect. And so when you hold it right at the tip, it helps. I have, if you want to try this another time, I found this through an artist that actually she took a piece of wood, like a branch from a tree, a really thin one, and she puts the pencil in the end of it, and she draws with like the opposite hand of the stick. So you can imagine like it's having like if your pencil was this big and you are holding it here, and she draws like that, and it's very interesting, and I thought it could be a good technique to have, yeah, for the let going exercises. So yeah, we can have another 10 minutes, and I invite you to listen to the same album, or like if you didn't click with it, you can just listen to music that you absolutely love, and it's all about just being comfortable and having fun with it. So I think I will get another sketchbook. I also think another thing that really helps me is to have really big different sketchbooks. So for example, this one is really big, as you can see, it's like not massive, but it's A4. And you know, I have like the tiny ones that I showed you, and then this squared. Oh, this needs to draw. And yeah, I think this is the last page. Let's see if I have. Okay, so I will set 10 minutes and just draw with your pencil on top. Enjoy. Okay, and I think for this I will draw what I see. Sometimes.
So you're just holding it from the top, almost like
Yeah.
a compass.
Can you
Nice.
see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And just focusing on the object without needing it to be technical.
Mhm.
I think this is my need. Like as an architect, everything is very technical. I mean, you have the creative part that is very free, but then you get very technical. And I think that made me want to be freer about the technical parts. And I just enjoy completely butchering objects like this lamp. Maybe you should, can you see what I'm drawing?
You can move it over a little if you want.
Yeah. And drawing objects is really nice because you can really see like just look at them better and like understanding their design and their elegance, kind of. Maybe like really random, like this lamp that I think you just saw. Yeah. It's here. Touch my shot. And also don't let the paper, like for example here, I reached the end of the paper. Don't let that like stop you. make the drawing like smaller or like crooked just because the paper stops. Right, like this. This is, I have a YouTube channel and I have like the exercises. I have an exercise video as well. And this was the lamp that I used. So this poor guy was never drawn properly. Realistically, I mean.
But even though you're kind of loose, you also go back in and do quite a lot of digital work afterwards. Do you find that's still, so would you say this is like the loose part and that part is the technical part? Because
yeah, I think so. I think when you are doing an illustration, the most like the creative idea is, I think, the most important. So this is like the loose part is very big for me, to like really get into it and get the best idea possible. And then when I get to the technical part, even if it's not digital, I always go digital. For example, to experiment, if I do watercolors, to experiment color palettes to be, because since normally you have a tight schedule, to have I rather spend more time in the idea and then have like the process of making it real, like the most efficient possible. So I will go digitally, and I do a lot of digital illustrations, like painting in digital with Photoshop, and then experimenting colors. And even if I do it with watercolors, I would first try them out in Photoshop just for time efficient purposes. So then when I'm painting, even with like framing the illustration, I would do it like, sometimes I do it digitally. So if I would show you, like, I can show you after some of the drawings that I've done, like the illustration drawings, and then I scan them and then I play a little bit with the elements digitally. And then if I would, and then I paint them digitally, but if I would paint them manually, I would then use what I've done digitally to like to inform the final piece. Like even if I like trace them by hand afterwards, I just think digital is it's always a really great tool to, yeah, for that. But I love painting with Photoshop as well.
nice.
Not just for trying out colors or like. But every time I do, sorry, I just wanted to say that sometimes I do a lot of digital illustration for, like, for example, for Inktober, I've been doing everything digitally, and that just made me really want to draw by hand and come back to Indian ink and stuff like that.
Right.
And so it's like always a dance between, because these days it's so easy. We have so many different mediums, and yeah, I think it's really a blessing to be able to do all of it, not just one thing. I find it.
So would you say like just switching back and forth even between mediums helps you to loosen up a little bit? Gives you the freedom to do what you like?
Yeah, and if I feel blocked in something, sometimes it's manual that I feel really blocked, and then I go digital and I like have my Wacom and just like play around, or like the other way around. Just remember that this is a serious playful work.
True. I mean, I think that's a lot of what the character of your work is, though. And that is part of your style. So we definitely get that because of your.
Yeah, my question was, when you make digital drawings, do you hand draw the stuff first? Or, yeah, you never tend to like free draw digitally?
I am now, because I got a drawing tablet, so like a Wacom thing. So now I do it, and I think it's also like the technique part, like you have to learn and you have to get used to it, and I really like it. Even though like I love drawing by hand. So I think the way I draw with the Wacom is the way I draw by hand. And yeah, so it's very informed by my hand drawing, I guess.
Yeah.
But do you also you draw digitally as well, or it's more?
I haven't really tried that much, and it does feel a lot weirder than drawing by hand because I've done it for so long. But I can see how with larger projects it would be a lot faster.
Yeah, like sometimes a lot of my illustrations I draw it by hand, and then I just I use the Wacom to trace them and then color them with Photoshop. And so the drawing is all like the original is always by hand. Because also like we can't forget that this is something like we love to do, and like the pleasure of drawing by hand, I think will always. I mean, I believe in technology, so maybe they will find a way to. Like I think the tablet, like the iPad, is very, very good, like the way you feel it, but right now nothing beats like feeling the paper, smelling the paper, touching the brushes like ink and so on. So I understand why you wouldn't like try it right away. I think the fact that I'm like architecture really made me go digital. They force you in school, so I guess that's why for me it was easier, kind of that experimentation. Okay, so the 10 minutes are up, but if you have questions, just you can ask me as well right now.
What was your last?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can all unmute ourselves or have video on. It's cool. What's your last activity, Anna? Just curious.
Okay, so the last one would be if you are now more comfortable of going inwards and doing like total intuitive, and is just to choose the medium that you like the most and go for it. But try at least like what I try to go as intuitive as possible, and like if your brain says bird, you draw a bird, and like trust yourself in that way. I think that's a very like I think it's very connected sometimes more to self-discovery and self-improvement sometimes than illustration. These things sometimes like separate and then they come back together, and it's like a technique that you can later use to illustrate. But yeah, and if you're not as comfortable doing that, like this intuitive like guidance, just draw like some part of a dream. That I think it's also fun to like try to remember our dreams and try to because it's something also a little bit out of our control. You can't really see it, but you kind of remember. So I would invite you to like try and do that, and maybe we can have a longer exercise, like 20 minutes of it. And yeah, and if you would like, is the music okay? Like if you want another recommendation, or again, if you want to listen to your own. But if somebody wants something else, I can also provide, because music is very important to me. Like I never do anything without soundtrack.
My internet is too bad to like do the Zoom and stream something at the same time. So if there is a way to play it over here, I could maybe listen, but
Okay.
If that didn't work, that's also fine.
Let me see. Jess, are you trying to do it
Do
again?
does your cameraman have an iPhone?
Oh, I
he
could
can
turn off
film?
my
I don't
camera
have
maybe.
I don't have you don't have to turn off. Let's see if maybe on Anna's side, because she has a spare person. She has an extra
cool, yeah.
person. Because I don't
Okay,
have Spotify installed here on my
Okay,
phone.
well, I think I might have a solution
Cool.
because his computer has better speakers and maybe you will hear it better. Huh?
Okay.
É o álbum da Courtney Barnett e do Kurt Vile.
It should be in his chat too.
Yeah.
There's a link there.
Okay. But he's not. Is getting another computer. It's not.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay.
You can just start setting it up.
Ok. Se calhar põe aqui mesmo, mais perto.
Não, espera, espera. Deixa eu entrar aqui.
Se precisa, podes pôr aqui.
It's perfect.
Can you listen to it?
I can hear it. Yep. Great.
Is it okay?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's good.
Okay, so we can start now. Yeah. Put it here. Tá?
I don't see the second camera anymore.
Okay, I think there's a problem. Tá?
I just need a spotlight too, maybe. There we go.
Já? I think it's on.
Yep, there we go. You're back. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so let's start now and do it until your 9, my 6, I think.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Wings clip, no need to fly. What do you think that you're special? No reflex, it's just a bend of the elbow. Oh no, it's getting old. Nondescript. Every night, like a well-dressed get well, hard, barely dressed, and I just might take you up she's up, you well, you know. When I'm busting out of my scene, if you know what I mean, because I'm getting old. I didn't mean to call on her. Forgot that the fabric softened her. I met a girl named Tina. That girl supplies the reeferina. So kiss me with your mouth. Girl of my dreams. I'm always agonizing, I'm all hanging up on all the courtesy called creaming in my shoe game. Cheated a million lives, never gonna die again.
Tirar fotografias. Ok, podes ler.
Now I'm calling the cops on you. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo, knocking you out. That's very funny, baby. This ain't coming in. But rather, very amusing as well. So kiss me with your mouth on, girl, in real life. Cheer up, Tom Sharpling, singing and singing and singing. Get a hold of my song. Johnny's rock and roll. Blue cheese of you. Woo! I was friendly with this girl who insisted on touching my face. She told outrageous stories, I believe them till the endings were changing from endings before. She's not touching me anymore. got heart. You can try your life. You can save the unsavably untogether. I was shipwrecked with this frog who was endlessly testing my faith. You made outrageous demands. I ignored him till I strapped on my both feet and surfed him to shore. He's not touching me anymore. All together. I couldn't help it, it got hard. You can try your life. You can't change the unchangeably untogether. Now the burden on my back keeps me heading straight to sleep. Through outrageous parties, we were going. Now the bird keeps a distance and I keep my speed. Sometimes there's no poison like a dream. All together. I couldn't help it, it got hard. You can dry your eyes, but you can hold the impossibly untogether. I don't wanna change, but I don't wanna stay the same. I don't wanna go, but I'm running. I don't wanna work, but I don't wanna sit around all day frowning. I Now I wanna go, but it's a one-way street with me. So I've been told and I'm going. When I'm down, I would never come around. You should be kind and read my mind. I've been searching and I don't know what for. I came across some girl and I admired her. I was leaving Tom more than it seems. I was leaving Tom, you know what I mean. I don't wanna change, but I don't wanna stay the same. I don't wanna go, but I'm running. I don't wanna work, but I don't wanna sit around all day frowning. Fears like a forest, dark in the unknown. Love is like a promise that you'll never be alone. Touch is like a tourist, you know when you are home. It's not that I'm a purist, it's just I'd rather be alone. It's waiting to be reading, love is waiting to be loved. Songs here underneath my fingers, waiting to be sung. Nothing will be written, not one lover will I love. No song will I be singing, it's will I'm running on. But I know that it works, 'cause I've seen that it's true. If you just let it go, it'll come back to you. It'll come back in space. It'll come back in bed.
Wow, you really filled up that page.
Tá. So the 20 minutes went really fast, I hope, at least.
You filled it all up.
Yeah, I went all out.
Nice.
Oh, okay, if you want to. If anyone needs a little bit longer, like I took the music, but yeah.
Anybody in the audience have any more questions for Anna? You have any more questions from the floor?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess yeah, I think it was really peaceful. A very peaceful way to draw, and I usually work in a like really structured way, so it was fun.
Yeah, I saw your art, and I saw that it was it's very very structured. Like I really liked it as well. But these exercises are more like even when I need to do something like that, I like to use these exercises like for the first, like to create the idea, and then you can go back in. I don't know. Do you think you would use them in the future? How do you feel about them?
Yeah, I'm not sure like I can start like a final piece with it, but I think I'll probably use it to like loosen up a bit before starting something. Yeah, so yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's cool to hear. Mm-hmm. Okay, if anyone has any questions, even if it's not about like art thing, but starting as like the illustration career, maybe the business part of it. I'm also starting out, but if anyone has a question, I would love to, yeah, start.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, by the way.
Hi.
How do you find clients for illustration jobs?
The $1 million question.
Yeah.
I think like for me, what really helps is Instagram. I think that's the main way people find me. And I think something that I wasn't aware in the beginning, because I don't have such a big following. I think I have 600 something followers. And it's a lot, it's from this year. And I think that people still find you even if you are a small channel. I think sometimes people don't start or they are afraid of it. And I think people, like, you are still able to be found even if it's not, if you don't have a massive following. So I think Instagram is a great way to do it. And also like by reaching out to people that you find that would be interesting to work with or to work for. Like I'm starting to do that now that I'm taking it like the more seriously, because I thought I saw some other illustrators doing it, is to like reach out to a blog that you think it would be cool that if they have like more illustrations, because usually blogs have like images from the bank image. That's like the cheapest way to do it, and it's also hard, you know, like to find photographers and so on. And I think maybe sometimes people don't know that illustration is an option. So like really pitch yourself to people. I find that to be really helpful, and like companies that you like as well, because I think it's easier if you are aligned with the same values of such company or such project. And yeah, like I've recently, a friend of mine, she does a lot of punk rock illustrations, so she wrote like music magazines, and they accepted it, and they commissioned her illustrations. And she's also doing like projects in that sense, like you're just see like what are your interests, and as a person, like that, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to find clients that are interested in illustration or like an illustration agency or something like that to get a job. You can see like what am I interested and how can I contribute in that way. I find it very very helpful as well. And also I think social media, like I have a YouTube channel as well, And yeah, I have a YouTube and Instagram, and I'm thinking about starting a blog as well. And just, I think the more, because a lot of this, like when you do an illustration, you can film it, and that's also a video. So you don't have to really like, I mean, YouTube takes a lot of time, but at the same time, you can repurpose a lot of things that you do to just get yourself seen. And yeah, and I find it fascinating to be able to do that and to reach so many people, even though like it might seem like you have like, even with a small following, I feel like sometimes it's hard to start, but you still reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
Find it fascinating. Yeah.
Right. That algorithm is surprisingly good. I mean, even with us and the magazine, and we only have like 200 followers, we've been able to find a lot of good people and good participants for our next issue. So, yeah, totally agree with that. And I actually wanted to ask you, Anna, I mean, it sounds like you really grow organically. You have been growing organically and really like you've been going where your interest takes you, reaching out to the companies that you want to be a part of or, contribute to. So, how do you connect with your clients? Like, I mean, I feel like you and I immediately clicked. You gave me a full hour of your attention. And we kind of just chatted. It was conversation and obviously like the design brief and kind of what our needs were, but you kind of talked me through it and asked me a lot of questions or just tried to understand kind of the philosophy behind the magazine. So maybe talk to us a little bit about that.
I think just as I was saying, like finding people with the same values that you would like to work with, and just seeing illustration as a way to connect. But like so I feel like sometimes, or if people who are not illustrators will see illustration as just like the image that's in the article, but you as an illustrator can really connect with the client, because even though the result is an image, the process and like what you need to make that image the best as you can for this particular client is by connecting with this person. So I think it's all very, I would say it's like your brain and your heart working at the same time, because you're like connecting with this human, but you need like the brain part of it to understand exactly what this person wants and come with it with like a sense of confidence. Like you have to take illustration seriously in a way, like yourself as a professional, but at the same time also with the humility of being like able to work, to collaborate, and to at the same time not take yourself too seriously. I think that's the game, that's the dance, to be able to, so that the other person feels comfortable with you, that to talk to you about everything that they want. So you also don't want them to feel like like you are unapproachable, and that they might make mistakes or they might ask you to do something that's not really supposed to be. And there's no, like, there are rules, but there are no rules as well. And I think it's like a respectful, safe place that it helps to, and I think architecture helped in that sense, like to talk to a client, because it's the same thing. You have to make, which I think it's the biggest difference, that illustration, I don't see illustration as art, because illustration is always answering to something and it's very objective. It's answering a specific request.
It comes with some specifications.
A lot of restrictions, and I think that's how I see like the collaborative process of it. Like you cannot, like you can't put yourself in, you have a lot to bring to the table, but but at the end of the day, you are there because the client wants something specific and you want to answer the client's needs. So it's always like,
so it's a solution for their end use in a sense. So you're also a problem solver in that respect.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
That's really cool. So thanks everyone for joining us today. If we have any more questions, feel free to pipe up now. Otherwise, we have a winter spring 21 issue that's underway at the moment, and we're working with, we're still working out our new design brief for the cover art. We'll have an editor's meeting in another week from now, and we're looking forward to selecting the new cover artist by November the 2nd on a Monday. That spot is a commission for the Slow and Sustain magazine. And we're still in the process of applying for federal nonprofit status. So most of our editorial team is volunteering their time. If anyone wants to volunteer an illustration for any of our 4 sections, which are food, wellness, fashion, or art, after we announce the one and only cover artist for that issue, we would love to feature any work you're willing to donate. I'll email this link back to everyone who signed up for the session today. So you'll all be able to access a full-length uncut video of today's session. And I'll send you the link after this session. Thanks everyone for coming.
Oh, I just wanted to, I mean, if you are willing to, if you want to show what you've done and we could have like a Zoom group picture. I never did one of those.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
if everyone wants to share their work, I can just take Anna off of the spotlight, remove spotlight, and that should put everybody in gallery view for our recording. And if everybody wants to share their work,
yeah, we could just like pop it up. I'm not, should I like this and have like a group picture?
Yeah, we can do a group screenshot. Or actually, it's going to be recorded too, but I can also take a screenshot for our Instagram. And sort of, because everybody here is an artist, so we can sort of advertise all of you a little bit too.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
This is a good shot here. All right, I'm gonna screenshot y'all. There we go. Does everybody have something?
Inês, mostra também.
Okay, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Screenshot. There we go. Okay, so I think everyone's in the picture, sort of. It's okay. I'll find a good snapshot later on when I go back on the scrub back on the recording. That was super fun, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who came. Like 8 o'clock is really early. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what time zones are you all in?
I'm 8 o'clock. I had told her that it was early, but I'm up.
Are you
here? And it was very nice.
Lovely. Are you on the West Coast?
Yes, in Washington.
Washington.
Oh, cool.
It's so late for you. Julia, where are you?
Brazil. So it's 1 p.m. here.
Oh.
I thought you were in LA as well. Okay. Oh, that's cool. A lot of countries coming together.
And Ines? Is that how I say your name?
Yeah, Inês.
Inês, okay. Oh.
Ainda estás aí? I think you have the microphone off, but she's in Lisbon.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
So it's 5 o'clock right now, yeah.
Okay, well, again, thanks everyone for coming. If you have any direct questions for Anna, you know where to reach her. You can find her on Instagram. If anybody is interested in participating in the zine in any way, we have another spot open for an artist. So we basically are a magazine that talks about women in business and at all levels of experience. And we feature participants, as you can see in our online publication. So feel free to DM us or get in touch or even recommend somebody, nominate somebody. Thanks again and enjoy your Saturday, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you.